Welcome students. Today we'll start with the different parts of the flower. We'll study in detail about each and every part of the flower. We all know that flower consists of 4 different parts: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. And we have already known that calyx and corolla, they are called as the non-essential or accessory parts of the flower. Calyx and corolla, they are the non-essential. This calyx and corolla, they are the non-essential or accessory parts of the flower. They does not take part in reproduction. They directly does not take part in reproduction, but they help the plant, but they help the flower in different conditions. So reproduction is mainly done by calyx and corolla. Okay, so that is why calyx and corolla is called as the essential or the reproductive organs, and they help them, then they are called as, that is why they are called as accessory, or they are even called as non-essential organs. So now coming to the calyx first, because from outside if we see, the first and the foremost whorl which we see is of calyx. Okay, from outside, I said you the flower is arranged in 4 different whorls on the thalamus. So from outside if we see, the first whorl of the flower is calyx. The first whorl of the flower is calyx. Here calyx is made up of small green leaf-like structures. It is made up of small green leaf-like structures. So those small green leaf-like structures is called as sepal. The small green leaf-like structure is called as sepal. We might have seen on this rose flower, just at the swollen part, you see small below this red color petals. Below the red color soft delicate petals, we see green leaf-like structures will be there. Okay, green leaf-like structures will be there. In green chili, at the top, we find this green leaf-like structures. On the brinjal, that is in brinjal on the top, we find green leaf-like structures. Okay, so that green leaf-like, that single leaf-like structure, it is called as sepal. Single leaf-like structure is called as sepal. Okay, and all this like this is one single, this is another, like this many will be there. It can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5. So here it can be 6. So depending on the number, leave it. But if it is this green single leaf-like structure is called as sepal, and all the sepals, whether it is 3, whether it is 4, whether it is 5, whether it is 6 or whatever the number, all the sepals together, it is called as calyx. The single leaf-like structure, is called as sepal, and all the sepals together is called as calyx. This is the outermost whorl of the flower. Okay, and what is the function of this calyx? What is the function? So it protects the flower when it is in bud condition. So the main function of calyx is it protects the flower in bud condition. It protects the flower in bud condition. So in bud it encloses all the inner parts will be enclosed. Outer, that is green leaf-like structures will be there, which will be closed. Inside that closed structure, all the other structures will be present. So here this green leaf-like structures will be protecting the inside parts of the flower during the bud condition. When the flower, because bud blooms into a flower, before it becomes flower, it is in bud, it is called as bud. So here this bud, when it blooms, it changes into flower. So here in bud condition now, the inside parts of the flower are enclosed by this sepals. So the calyx, the major function of calyx is to support the plant, or protect the interior part of the interior part of the flower, inside parts of the flower when the flower is in the bud condition. So that is the major function of calyx. Here calyx can be free or calyx can be fused. In rows we have seen, in rows the leaf like structures are separate, they are not joined. The leaf like structures are separate. So here the calyx can be separate, that is the sepals can be separate, or sepals can be fused. It can be separate or it can be fused. If the sepals are fused, if the sepals are fused, then it is called as, then the flower is called as gamosepalous. Like in brinjal, all the sepals are fused. All the sepals are fused. So gamosepalous means the sepals will be fused. And when the sepals are separate, then it is called as polysepalous. When the separate or free, when the sepals are separate, single, we can have single out. When the sepals are separate or when the sepals are free, not joined together, then such condition is called as polysepalous. Single leaf like structure is called as sepal, okay, and all the sepals together is called as calyx. If this calyx, the function of calyx is to protect the flower in bud condition, and in some flowers the calyx will be fused and in some flowers the calyx will be free. Calyx will be free. If the calyx is free, then that condition is called as polysepalous, that is the sepals will be free. And if the sepals are fused together, then that condition is called as gamosepalous. So this was the first whorl of the flower, that is the calyx. Now moving on to the next whorl, that is corolla. Corolla consists of single soft delicate, that is corolla consists of soft delicate structures, soft delicate colored, different colors, attractive colors. Here the second whorl of the flower, which is corolla, it consists of very soft delicate, that is different colored petals, colored structures, and those are called as petals. After this calyx, here the next whorl of the flower is of corolla. That corolla, here in corolla we find very soft, very delicate, different variety of colors will be there, delicate, different colored, small, that is structures will be present, not small. We find soft, delicate and of different color structures will be present. So that single structure is called as petal. That single is called as petal, and all the petals together fuse, they become, that is called as corolla. Like here the single leaf like structure is called as sepal, and all the sepals together is called as calyx. And here the next whorl, which consists of soft, delicate, colored structures, that is called as what? Petal. Petal, single one is petal. All the petals together, it is called as corolla. All the petals together, it is called as corolla. Okay. And same with this, if the petals are free, if the petals are free, like in rose, the petals are free, we can single it out. The petals are free, then it is called as polypetalous. If the petals are free petals, then it is polypetalous. If the petals are fused, if the petals are fused, then it is called as gamosepalous. Gamosepalous. Same with the calyx. If the calyx is free, polysepalous. If the calyx is fused, that is all the sepals are fused together, then it is gamosepalous. Here, if the petals are free, they are not attached to each other, okay, then such a condition is called as polypetalous. If the petals are fused together, then it is called as gamosepalous. And this fused, when the petals fuse now, they form different that is, the petals will be fused and they form different shapes. They give different shape to corolla. How they are fused, they give different shape to corolla. So here it can be tubular. When all the sepals fuse together, it makes a tube-like structure, like in datura flower you have seen, not this disc florets of sunflower. Here funnel-like in this datura. If all this in datura, the petals are fused and they form a structure. The fused petals, they will be in a form of that is funnel shape. And it is in osmum, it is bilobed. In some case it is bell shape. Datura will be bell shape. In some it will be wheel shape. So depending on how that is petals will be fused, the corolla is of different shapes. It can be tubular, it can be funnel like, or it can be bilobed. So this corolla is consist of all this soft, delicate, colored structures together is called as corolla. What is the function of corolla? Here it is there. It is colored, and some will have fragrance also. Some will have fragrance. Some flowers, some petals will have fragrance and some petals will not have fragrance, smell. Okay. So because of these two characters, that is the petals are soft, delicate, okay, that is different thing. Because of this different colors, variety of colors, bright colors, okay, and because of the fragrance, here the major function of corolla is to attract insects. Attracts insects during pollination. Major function of corolla is to attract insects during pollination, because for reproduction pollination has to take place, and for pollination the animals or birds or someone they have to come and sit on the flower so that pollination can takes place. So pollination takes place by variety of agents, but if the pollination is taking place by insects or by birds or by animals, then or by insects or birds, here this attractive colors and the fragrance is very helpful. Because of the attractive colors and fragrance, insects will flock towards this flower and they sit on the flower. So because of which pollination takes place, and because of pollination reproduction will takes place. So the major function of corolla is to attract insects during pollination. Okay. Now before we move to androecium and gynoecium, that is the essential parts of the flower, let us first see what is estivation. Estivation is nothing but arrangement of calyx and corolla. Arrangement of calyx and corolla when it is in bud condition. When it is in bud condition, how the calyx and how corolla is arranged, how the sepals and petals are arranged in bud condition. So this arrangement of, I'll write here, arrangement of calyx and corolla when they are in bud condition, that is called as estivation. It is called as estivation. Estivation is nothing but arrangement of calyx and corolla when the flower is in bud condition, that is when the before the blooming of flower, when it is in bud condition, how calyx and corolla will be arranged, that is called as estivation, that is arrangement of calyx and corolla. Okay, now estivation is of four types. Estivation is of four types. The first is valvate estivation, the second is twisted estivation, third is imbricate estivation, and the fourth is vexillary estivation. That is, calyx and corolla can be arranged on the when it is in bud condition in four different types. Okay, here if this, you imagine this as the petal or sepal, you take any, because both this arrangement it is called as estivation. Both of them will show same arrangement. So if the petals are just touching each other, not overlapping. Overlapping means not crossing one another. Okay, just touching. This is one sepal, this is another sepal. Okay, so they are just touching at the margins, or separate, or just touching at the margins, but they are not overlapping. This is not going inside this. This is not going inside this. They are not overlapping. They are just touching at the margins. See here, just touching at margins. At margins, they just touch each other. They does not overlap. So this is single leaf like structure, this is single leaf like structure. So the sepals will be arranged, if the sepals are arranged in this manner, if the sepals just touch each other but they does not overlap each other, just touch each other. This is one leaf like structure, this is another leaf like structure. If they just touch each other, then if they doesn't overlap, then this type of arrangement is called as valvate estivation. This type of estivation is called as valvate estivation. Now here in this, the next type of estivation is twisted estivation. Twisted estivation. In this type of estivation, here there is overlapping of petals, overlapping of sepals. For example, this is the arrangement of sepals. Same will be the arrangement of petals. Same will be the arrangement of petals. So here this is one petal, this is another petal. Both of them are overlapping each other. Okay, so this one is in, one is out. One is in, one is out. Here overlapping is seen. Overlapping is seen. One is in, one sepal is, that is from one side. Single sepal, from one side it is inside, from one side it is outside. You take this also, this is inside, this is outside. Now you take this one, this is inside, this is outside. Now you take this one, inside, outside. Now you take this one, inside, outside. Now here this is outside, this is inside. So here one sepal, that is one margin of the sepal is inside and one margin of the sepal is outside, and overlapping is seen. It is not just touching at the margins. Overlapping is seen. So one is entry inside it, one margin of the sepal is inside, one margin of a petal is outside. Such type of arrangement is called as twisted arrangement. So twisted estivation. This is seen in China rose, whereas this valvate estivation is seen in Calotropis. This type of arrangement or estivation is seen in China rose. Here the next one, the third type of estivation, this is the imbricate estivation. In this now overlapping is there, but not in one particular direction. Here one was in, one was out. All five petals, all five petals, one margin was inside, one margin of the petal, sepal or the petal was inside, one was outside. But here overlapping is there, but not in one particular direction. Here overlapping is there. Overlapping is there, but not in particular direction. See here in this type of in the sepal or petal, whichever you take. So both the margins are inside. Both the margins are inside. If you take this, this is also outside, this is also outside. In one petal, both the margins are outside. In one, both of them are inside. Overlapping is there. Both inside, both outside. Here in this, in other three, in rest of the three, one is inside, one is outside. Here one outside, inside, outside, inside. Here also outside, sorry, inside, outside. So this type of estivation where one is totally in and one is totally out, and others are one, that is one margin is inside and one margin is outside. So this type of estivation is called as imbricate estivation. And example here, gulmohar, gulmohar and acacia. Now the last in the fourth part, that is type of estivation. The fourth is the vexillary estivation. In this also 5 petals we take. We have taken 5 petals will be there. This is first petal, this is second petal. These 2 petals are posterior petals, are the larger ones. 2 petals are very large. 2 petals are very large, and these 2 petals, see here, they are, so one, not 2, that is 1 petal. One is large petal. One is very large petal which is overlapping these 2 other petals. This is one standard. This is one petal is the largest one which is overlapping this 2. So this is called as, the largest one is called as the standard petal. The largest one is called as the standard petal, and it is at the posterior side. Okay, the standard petal is overlapping these 2 petals. These 2 are called as the wings. These 2 petals. This is the first one. This is second. This is third. The second and third are called as wings. They are lateral. They are lateral. Okay, these 2 second and third are called as the wings. These 2 are overlapped by standard petal. This is the standard petal, and inside this 2 petals are there. Okay, this whole is overlapping this one, and here this lateral petals, they are overlapping other 2 petals. Other 2 petals, these are the smallest ones. This is the largest, one largest. 2 lateral wings, that is 2 are called as, this is one is the largest which is called as standard petal. Okay, then 2, these are called as the wings, they are on the lateral side, and these 2, they are the smallest ones. They are the smallest ones. So these 2 are called as the keel. This keel is overlapped by this one. So these 2 keels, they are overlapped by wings, and these wings are overlapped by standard petal. Okay, so these 2 are the smallest one, they are at the anterior side and they are called as the keel. So in this vexillary estivation, 3 types of petals we see. One is standard petal which is only one, then another 2 petals, that is wings, which is overlapped by standard petal, and the third type of petal is another 2 petals which are called as the keel. These 2 are called as the keel. They are joined. They are joined. So these are the smallest one, this is the largest one, and these 2 are the wings. So this type of arrangement of petals or sepals, this is called as vexillary estivation, or we can even call it as papilionaceous estivation. This is seen in beans. We can even see this in beans. So this is how calyx and corolla are arranged. This calyx and corolla, they are arranged in 4 different arrangements, that is valvate arrangement, twisted arrangement, imbricate arrangement, and the last is vexillary or papilionaceous arrangement. So this is how calyx and corolla. If this is the arrangement of calyx, the same arrangement of corolla will be there, because corolla will be inside. This is the calyx outside. So same arrangement of corolla will be there. Then androecium and gynoecium. So for both, arrangement of both calyx and corolla, that is called as estivation. So next class will say take up androecium.